I've recently been doing some research on Thomas Edison, and I think this is another great example from the world of business of a great learning commons. Everybody has this notion of Thomas Edison, and this is him on the left, and he's sitting with his latest invention, the iPod. So, you're laughing, but this is the phonograph, and if we didn't have that, we probably wouldn't have the iPod. So everybody thinks Thomas Edison, the sole genius inventor. Nothing could be further from the truth. Thomas Edison's real genius was in creating a kind of learning commons. He had about 24 people who were working for him in a place called Menlo Park. This is a photograph of it on the right. Menlo Park was this incredible hothouse. He called it an inventions factory. He got 24 people from all kinds of backgrounds, and in a period of 6 years, they filed over 400 patents, including the phonograph, including the carbon telephone transmitter, and including the incandescent light bulb. So, phenomenal output that this group of people had. But Edison used to say, don't judge us by the number of patents that we filed, judge us by the number of experiments that we carry out in any 24-hour period. And he created this amazing learning environment where it was open. Anybody from the public could come in and walk and talk to them, and that's what they were doing. It was highly social. They would have these all-night inventathons, a little bit like, I don't know if you've seen Social Network, but Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook used to have these all-night hackathons. He had an organ put in on the second floor of the laboratory so they could have a sing-song while they were working. So, highly social space, but also people had the right to roam. And here's where I think we could learn a lot from some of our most innovative companies. Here's 3 pictures, and there's only one of these pictures is of Google. I'll explain the other 2 in a minute. But Google, I think, have understood this need for the right to roam from very early on, and it's really built their fortunes. I think some of you probably know that when you work for Google, 20% of your time you can do what you like. You can work on any projects that you like. They call it Project Friday. And this has led to some of their most outstanding applications, so Gmail, G-Calendar, Google SketchUp, a whole heap of applications were developed by allowing their employees the right to roam. So the 2 images on the left are of a school in Northumberland in England called Cramlington Learning Village. And Cramlington decided that they wanted to be the Google of education. So they've just had a rebuild in the middle school, and these 2 pictures are how they wanted the school to look. And as you can see, it does kind of look a bit like Googleplex in Mountain View on the right. And they've also taken this notion of the right to roam quite seriously. So they could work on, create what we call a machine shop culture. So you could work on someone else's invention if you wanted to. Wherever your skills were best needed, you could move around. And so we get this sense of these great companies making work feel like learning, and some of our great schools make learning feel like work.